Okay, hi, my name is Will Tucker, and I'm here to share some lovely saxophones with you. 3 of my beautiful horns. And they are beautiful horns. This one, as you can see, well, maybe you can't see. Let me turn this around a little bit here so you can get a better look. These things, most of you have ever played one of these knows how nice they sound, and this one is no exception. This one needs a nice polishing, but it's one hell of a horn. One hell of a horn, I'll tell you what. The New Wonder 2. It's got Conn reso pads with metal resonators. The serial on this one is 159 something. Here's that lovely micro tuner neck that they came out with, and stuck on some of the 6Ms. In fact, even some of the early 6Ms had this lovely little micro tuner. Look how easy this thing turns. Got tape on that cork. I got to recork this. This horn's got a couple issues, but it actually plays very well. This horn is it's a Conn stencil. Most of us are familiar with it. There's this old box of. I got a piece of glass in here to rub the reed down. Look at this neck. This is typical of a Conn stencil. No micro tuner. This is a gorgeous example of. I've had Pan Americans. I've had lots of different stencils, and rebuilt a bunch of them. This one right here is one of the closest stencils to me to the Conn New Wonder series of horns. It looks identical. It's marked. What does that say? It says Calations Lear Tone, New York, USA. But we know who made this horn. I mean, look at it. It's gorgeous, and it has the set screws on the pivots. Interestingly enough, it's a Conn stencil, and you can tell by the patent date, 1914, on the back. This one starts with a P, like most of the Conn stencils. Well, a lot of the Conn stencils, not all of them. The serial number, I think. This is a nice horn, though. This thing actually sounds really good. I like this horn. That's a gorgeous kitty. And this is the reason that I really decided to do this little video. I hope this doesn't take up too much space. I hope I can post it, because I saw a thread from a few years ago. I was looking for information on this beauty. This beauty right here. It's called a monarch. No one seems to really no one seems to understand the significance of the monarch. You see on the bell here, it says Conn Leedy Limited, Toronto. Conn Leedy. Now, if anybody did their homework, they'd see, and it's easy to do now, of course, they'd see that the Conn bought out the Leedy Percussion Instrument Company in the 40s or something. Maybe the late 30s, I don't know. It was a long time ago. They ended up getting rid of Leedy altogether. Leedy has its own name now. Leedy is still a percussion company. There's a lot of history there, and I got a bunch of history on it. Anyway, let me run through this real quick, because I'm getting too long. This is a genuine Conn horn. It's got the pivots, set screws. It's the Conn keywork. But you'll notice something interesting about this horn. This horn was probably made in the 40s sometime, because this horn was made by Conn Leedy, not by Conn. So they put the Conn Leedy name on it. This is not a Conn stencil, as some people have been led to believe. Take a look at this. Those are 6M bell keys on this gorgeous little, what people want to call a stencil, but is really a Conn Leedy horn. This is a museum piece, is what this is. This is a transitional horn. They use this horn to transition their Conn line of horns into the 6M that we know and love. Look at the keys, the bell keys. Now look at this G-sharp cluster here. Notice that's a Chu-Berry G-sharp nail file key without the nail file. Interesting. I've never seen that before. This is a Conn Leedy. I got a little problem with this. I got it this way. I hate when that happens. People do that all the time. Anyway, the bell keys, the Chu-Berry G-sharp nail file, no nail file. Same side bell keys. That's 6M keywork. It incorporated into the chew keywork. Anybody notice the resemblance to those keys? Anybody? Okay. Well, anyway, let me lay this down and show you the most interesting thing about this lovely museum piece. This Conn Leedy horn is, well, somebody mentioned, and I've included a link to you like that? To the prior post about the patent date. Yes, the patent date on this horn is 1915. Oop, can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Kitty, come on, kitty. She's trying to get me. Anyway, yeah, patent date 1915 on this one. So the prior post was correct. I hope that guy, he paid $1,500 for that. He got a hell of a deal. This is a museum piece that I'm thinking about trying to start a little war between the Conn Manufacturing Company and the Leedy Company to see who wants to put this in their showcase for $50,000 maybe. Check this out. This is the part. This is the part I like the most. This right here. You got to look at this. You know, here's a stencil neck, right? Look at the tubing. Typical, really thin. Here's a chew. Here's a chew neck, original to this horn here. Look at the tubing. See the tubing on that neck. This neck right here is quite a bit heavier, and look at the tubing. This is one stout little neck. The unique thing about this neck is this little micro tuner mechanism. Take a look at this. You unscrew this, and this. I haven't tried to take this mouthpiece off because I'm thinking it's either permanently affixed or it's just glued to the cork, and I don't want to mess anything up. Anyway, so you go like this, right? You slide this little mechanism back and forth to tune the horn. The interesting, even more interesting than that, is, Kitty, wait a minute, I'm trying to do a little thing here, is look at the end of this. Where did they get that double tenon for the 6M? From this prototype horn. This patent on this thing, applied for on this double tenon. You know where that ended up. Those lovely little 6Ms we were talking about before. This is not a stencil. This is not even close. Is it a stencil, Kitty? She says no. Hell no. This is a freaking museum piece that's probably one of the most rare Conns that I've ever owned. And believe you me, I've owned a lot of Conn saxophones. Okay? A lot. Check it out, peeps.